Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hey, Mariam.
Hi.
I love the hair.
Thank you.
I always like the straight, but this I think is so beautiful.
Oh,
How you doing?
Sometimes, change just makes
change something different. What's up? How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. My sister, who has a very new small business, has asked me to please help her give some drinks to the protesters today. So, she does the Zobo drink, so she's put together, she spent all night yesterday trying to do this very small business, so very new. She said this is her contribution, and it just makes me proud that usually these are people that don't care, but this is
seem to care.
Yeah, they seem to care now, and they want, a difference in their communities. They say they want to thrive. That's what they are really asking for. They don't want to fight anyone. It's just that they just want to do better. Young people are hardworking.
Which area are you taking the drinks to? Which you're not sure yet?
I'm not sure yet. But the last time I was going home from work, I was going through Bagada, and the protesters made sure that traffic was flowing.
Yeah.
They were the ones right in charge, making sure traffic was flowing. I thought that was
I don't know.
very
I was hearing reports in
considerate
Alausa yesterday. I was in Alausa. When I was in Alausa, around I think noon, and they were going through the major road, and they were actually ensuring that that motorists were passing freely, and they were just walking very, very smooth. There were no issues. So I was wondering where the reports that came of thugs. I didn't see it, but I heard that. People saw videos online, and it was interesting to see that.
Even had it
Yeah.
We're talking about that.
So both of us are twinning today.
Yes.
I just saw you.
Yeah, so welcome to Sony, and so BC, I bought this from BC. I mean,
And I bought for myself. So.
Yeah, so I just had it away today, and just happened that
It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm
How you
happy.
doing?
I'm happy. We're doing it. We're trying our best. I just realized I've been, would I use the word slightly lazy? Like, when you're supposed to do something, this is the right time to do something, and you keep postponing and procrastinating. That's what's been happening to me. I have tons of things to read and do assignments, and yet I'll look at it, I'm like, let me just chill small. Let me just chill small before I'm missing deadlines and all of that. So I think with everything that's happening, it's kind of messing with my head. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in that space to read anything when I hear something is happening here, something is happening there, and all of that. But I have a quick shout out.
Yeah, because
So my name is, this is from Nnenna Agunei. She's a resident in Dublin, Republic of Ireland. Her daughter will be 16 today. Daniela Agunenye, yes. Happy birthday, Daniela.
Happy
Mommy
birthday,
says
Daniel.
she loves you, that you are everything she's ever wished for, and you are her flower. Happy birthday, darling.
Okay, I have a message to
Yeah, please go ahead. I have.
So this person's name is Vanessa Amik Adams. She says she's based in Jos. My daughter Aviel Amik Adams will be 1 today.
Wow.
A shout out will be highly appreciated. And she says now go day. So happy birthday, Aviel. I hope I got that name right.
So I think I have 3.
Okay.
Somebody sent me a message. I don't know the name of the person, but she said today's her mom's birthday. Her mom's name is Flora. Happy birthday, Madam Flora. I don't know. She didn't get her name. There's somebody else here. Good morning, Mariah. This is somebody's birthday is Mrs. Ifeoluwa Bakare. Happy birthday to her. Today's her birthday from Deaconess Fumi Adedokum in Mende, Maryland. Happy birthday to Mrs. Ifeoluwa Bakare. That's her first fruit. That's her daughter, actually. Happy birthday. And then there's one more. Let me think. Okay, so my name is Foluke Oladuntoye. Today's her husband's birthday. Yes, happy birthday to his Bankole Oladuntoye. Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday,
many more years. And my mother sent me a message, please, that I should greet somebody. Please, mommy. Let me see. I can't remember. If I find it out, I get it later. But I just hope I don't forget. Yeah. But yeah. So happy birthday to everyone whose birthday is today. My own brother's birthday was on 13th of October. I forgot. Please. Happy birthday to my brother. I remember the whole of Nigeria. I forget my family. October 13th. Yes. So mind them. They always abuse me. So happy birthday, belated birthday to you. Many more years.
Happy birthday.
Let's go to break. It's Friday. So much to talk about. Today we're going to be talking to celebrities to hear their viewpoints, what they're doing out on the streets, and how they are ensuring there's calm. But first, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're going to start today with The Nation. Creation of SWAT hasty. Governor Stel Inspector General Adamu. Omagege urges South-South regional economic integration. Northern governors oppose scrapping of SARS. Protests block major highways and government house. INEC plans e-transmission of results in 2023. NNPC cuts loss to 1.7 billion. And insecurity now, protest rocks Kaduna. And FG offers striking varsity teachers 50 billion naira. Oh, I wanted to read that story.
Yes, I have the story, yeah. So
you.
the federal government last night offered striking lecturers 50 billion as earned academic allowance and revitalization of public universities. The offer was just for them to end their 7-month strike. So they are saying that they're going to pay the money in tranches. The first 25 billion will be paid May 2021, and the next one will be paid in February 2022. And they are also asking that, I think the 30 billion will go to the unions, while the remaining 20 billion will go to the revitalization of education. So they are asking that, okay, but then they had a problem because the meeting didn't really, we didn't get when they are going to release this money and which platform. They had a problem with the platform to pay through. ASU is still insisting that they don't want the payment through the IPPIS, and they have to pay them through their gift.
Okay, I was going to take the story on the INEC. INEC has finally are seeking to have legal backing for the electronic voting for 2023. You know, we've been clamoring for this for many years. The current minor coalition is enshrined in the Constitution, and it's difficult for them to adopt the electronic. But right now, with this legal backing which they seek, we can then have electronic voting. So collation will be easier, and you don't have to do it manually. So I mean, that would be great for democracy.
Yes,
for
it.
Yeah, so meanwhile, yes, the governor of Plateau State, and he's also the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum. Right. And in a chat with correspondents was saying, after his meeting with the president, he says that the northern governors would do not agree to the total disbandment of SARS, that they would have preferred for it to be reformed instead. And they were asked, okay, so what do you have to say to the young people who are on the streets for this? He says, because if you go by state or different regions, there are different reasons why people are out on the streets. Some people are saying, yes, ban SARS completely, but there are people also in different states and regions who are saying that because of SARS, they have, some form of security. So taking it off away, of course, the saying that we've been hearing by everybody, don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. So I guess it's asking.
It's important that as Nigerians, we recognize every other person's point of view. And that's somebody else's point of view. And it's important that it goes back to the conversation on regional policing, regional intelligence.
Exactly.
And so it has to be domesticated. You can't have something, a blanket for everything.
Yeah, what you just said now is exactly what Ohane Zendiwe said. They said that this is calling for restructuring because it's obvious that we have different needs across the different regions. And so since the North are insisting that they want that they can have the SARS, while the Southwest and Southeast can have something else for themselves. Moving on to Vanguard, FCT invokes COVID-19 rules, bans #EndSARS protests. INEC fixes February 18th date for 2023 presidential election. #EndSARS, take charge of police tactical units, NEC tells governors. NNPC releases 2019 audited financial statements, reduces loss by 99.7%. And Northern governors want SARS, says Lalong. I think we talked that story already. Okay, the Niger barred from the 2022 user of US visa. Nobody read that story. No, I didn't say that. I
took
another story in the Vanguard where they talked about the shooting that happened yesterday. So according to the papers, they said there were heavy shooting by some persons identified as thugs in the protests at Alausa area. So they started, I think they waylaid them on Wednesday. They got some protesters injured, and they were able to drive them away. But then they came back again yesterday, and thankfully some of the protesters were able to, arrest 4 of the thugs and took them to the police station. So they were accusing the government they had a hand in the thugs that were coming to, attack the protesters, and government has come out to say that we cannot, we are here to protect lives and property. We cannot be involved in this. They also accused MC Oluomo, who also came out to say that he was not involved and his name shouldn't be.
Yes, and MC Oluomo did a video saying that he knows nothing about it. In fact, he supports the fact that young people are on the streets protesting for good governance, the fact that insecurity is an issue for young people as regards SARS. So he definitely didn't do that, but it's
so
important.
The truth is that thank God for social media immediate response, because of course unscrupulous people will try to hijack things like that. But people need to be
moving on to Daily Trust. National Economic Council probes police brutality. All federal workers to resume Monday. Concerns over food prices as Nigeria celebrates World Food Day. 128, not enough for me, Nasarawa local government chair. Air Court reinstates ex-NIA DG Dauda. Okay, which story are we taking?
World Food Day. Today is World Food Day, and Nigeria joins the world.
Excuse for me to eat today, please.
To celebrate, that's not what we're talking about.
She eats every day, though.
To celebrate World Food Day, but there are concerns from stakeholders that the concerns over the high prices of food at the moment, and because of the issues of COVID-19 and the fact that flooding is taking over most of the farms that we have in the country. Though the theme for today is safety, I think I want to get it exactly, food safety, everyone's business. So the government is trying to see how we can help ourselves during this COVID-19 era and ensure that we don't have a lot of scarcity. The prices of food, grains, rice, and everything has gone up because of COVID-19.
Okay, so yesterday at the NEC meeting, the governors were tasked to actually supervise the newly formed police tactical units and all other security agencies. It was chaired by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. And he also directed that the immediate establishment of state-based judicial panels of inquiry across the country to receive and investigate complaints of police brutality across board. So we are seeing some steps in the right direction, and we hope that this will seep through the minds of young people out there and know that something is being done and their voices are being heard. Okay, let's move to Punch very quickly. Attacks protest ban. Lagos protesters hire bouncers. FCT minister under fire. Picture here of Femi Kuti while he is protesting. 3 arrested for gang raping Ogun 16-year-old filming crime. Court dismisses suit seeking 130 million naira compensation for Onoge. Buhari PDP others condole with Makinde over mom's death. And Khan faults on INEC nomination, says it's executive recklessness. 26 states struggling to meet COVID-19 test target. Okay, so which story are we taking? The human interest, who has that story?
So, sorry, I didn't take the picture, but 3 boys in Ogun State lured a girl, a 16-year-old, raped her and took a video while warning her not to let any report them or do away with her. This story is really sad, but the good thing is that they have been arrested. So at least that there'll be some form of justice for this thing that they have done to this girl.
There was also another human interest story. So a 62-year-old security guard with the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti, Mr. Matthew Malik.
Oye-Ekiti.
Oye-Ekiti, okay. My mom is from Ekiti, I'm sorry. Was killed at his farm. He was supposed to report to work. That was last week, Friday, and he went to the farm. I think, according to the story, he's had issues with a particular man who's been threatening him. But the police is aware of what has happened. Investigation is ongoing. They are hopefully they'll find the perpetrator of that act. Okay,
so our president and the former president have just been meeting and hanging out, giving him updates on Mali, ECOWAS, and like this chumminess with former President Jonathan and our president as well. We are observing from afar.
It's for the good of everybody.
It's for the good.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Let's go on a break. As we said, today we'll be talking to celebrities. But first, our hero of the week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Your View hero of the week is Ekene Udeze. also known as One-Man Squad, in Isiokpo, Idiato, North Local Government Area of Imo State, southeastern Nigeria. Ekene is a courageous young man who took beyond government ineptitude and neglect. Without pay, he single-handedly dug a drainage channel on a major road in order to prevent gully erosion from sweeping away houses, markets, and other properties within his community.
Wow.
TVC News correspondent Sarah Ayeku took the story. Watch this clip.
For decades, rural communities in Idiato North and South local government areas of Imo State have battled an age-long problem, one that has claimed lives, displaced families, and crippled the people's economy. Perhaps one man's labor and sweat will bring succor to the people. Ekene Udeze is in his mid-30s. He works round the clock to build drainages and repair bad sections on the roads leading to a Keoboduku market.
During that year, this our road damage, just flood damaged the road. No one is used to come our market again. So the thing just paining me. I was a Okada rider. If I driving through this road, the thing beat me. So one day I started doing the work, small, patching the road. Before there is no drainage on this road. From here down to Akokwa, there is no drainage. So I'm the one that forming the drainage.
I tell me leave this road since how many years now? She say no. But they work finish. Can't come they beg for money. Make money for medicine. After I no get money to help them. See, still, get man because they do this road.
In spite of unkind words, often heard at him, Ekene remains undeterred, working in the sun and in the rain, hoping to see the youths in the community join him make the community better, and yet still to see the day the government rehabilitates the roads leading into his community.
Wow.
I'm not even speechless.
Touching.
That's the Nigeria we live in.
Touching.
First of all, let us celebrate Ekene. I mean,
Ekene Udeze.
this is a man who understood the economic detriment that flood, that gully was causing for his community, and took action by himself. Mariam, what are your thoughts on this?
This is the Nigerian youth. This is who we truly are, and this is why we speak up. Really, a young man should not be doing that alone. He has a government. He has representatives. He has representatives that come from that community. You know, at the National Assembly or where, you know, all different parts of the government, and yet it's taking one man whose livelihood is gotten from, you know, Okada riding. How much does he make? And you heard all his needs, and he's still doing that. Please, government, we need to do better.
Yes. So, yeah, go ahead, Bisi.
Yeah, Ekene Udeze is a hero. He's a man after our hearts. He's someone who has seen a problem and is not just sitting down, waiting and blaming the government. He's taking steps to ensure that he helps and does something nice and something good for his community. I am unimpressed that the youths of that village see him doing that work, and nobody has, you know, decided to join. Even if it's okay, we go to school, we come back. There's no school right now. There's COVID-19. No youth. I'm sure they have been passing there. I'm sure other Okada riders have been passing that route. I'm sure other car drivers, commuters have been passing that route, and none of them decided to support him. And after he does that work, he still goes back to ask for money to be able to take care of himself. I think we should do better as Nigerians. The fight is for everybody. So in your little corner, do what you can do. And if you see those that are helping, please assist them for the betterment of the community.
There's some things
there's some
things that are given in other parts of the world. Roads, it's not something I should be doing. I shouldn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Your government, that's the job of the government. The major infrastructure is the responsibility of our government. But we celebrate Ekene this morning. We congratulate you, celebrate you. You are our hero of the week. And we celebrate you, and we pray that that the way you have helped the community, God will send helpers to you also and help you in many ways.
Amen.
Let's go on a break. We'll continue our conversation on #EndSARS. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So today on the show, we'll be having different celebrities who are involved in the #EndSARS protest. But before then, we have the current president of Positive Nigeria International in the U.S., Eniola Joshua. He'll be sharing with us how Nigerians in diaspora are protesting also. Good morning, Eniola. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you're in Nashville, right?
Yes, right.
Now, tell me, what are you doing exactly in galvanizing Nigerians over there to protest also? And why are you even doing that in the first place?
Yeah, so I think fundamentally, Nigerians in diaspora and all over the world really support what Nigeria youth are doing. We think that it's timely, the youth have been suppressed, and we owe it to our country. I mean, some parts of the US, we've seen people like physically protest, and more important has been, I think, the support that we have been able to give financially. And I think that Nigerians in diaspora definitely owe the country and particularly to the youth to provide whatever support we can at this very difficult time that they find themselves struggling for basic fundamental rights as citizens of the country.
All right, so where exactly are you taking the protests to? Are you going to the embassies? Is there an organization that's attending to you, or you're just walking around the streets holding up the placard? Where do you lead the protest?
Yes. Okay, no, basically, so what we've done, like from my own end, I have not done like physical protest in where I am, the state where I am. It has happened in other states. I know that some Nigerians diaspora have actually even taken it to CNN in Atlanta. And for some of us, I just said that it's through, advocacy basically, by trying to create more awareness on what is going on and also really looking forward in terms of the implication of what is happening. And because this is really not just about EndSARS, what it is about the injustice that Nigeria youth have been made to face. The structure of the nation has put the burden of Nigeria on the youths. And I think that the youths are really crying out for help. Right. And it's not just the youths, like youths all over every part of the world have to just lend their voice and their resources when they can.
Yeah, so Eniola, some people may say you're far away in America. How does this really affect you? I mean, you're sitting in the comfort of your home and sort of putting, how do we say in Nigeria, putting fire in the whatever. Why does it affect you? Just apart from being a Nigerian, do you have like personal stories? Are there people with personal stories while they were in Nigeria, or family members or relatives that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I just left Nigeria 2019, so I'm very much Nigerian, homegrown, and I've lived and worked in most parts of Nigeria. So I worked in a multinational and I was a manager. I drove in Lagos, and I had situations where SARS guys they watched me from Surulere and they were trailing me down to Yaba and did like a commando arrest. Wow. Fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way it was, I had served as special advisor to Wale Ajani for the Youth Council of Nigeria, so as a youth when I was a copper. So I challenged them, and in the course of discussions, they were still insisting they wanted to look at my phone. They saw the picture of me and one of my mentors, Chief Falano, and they immediately moved back. So the problem is, do you have to know Chief Falano before they respect you? Yeah. So this problem is a massive problem, and the reality is that wherever Nigerians are, even those that have been in the US for the past 10, 20 years, the founder of Positive Nigeria International has been in the US for about 10 years, but they have no rest. The passion is for homeland. And it's not about trying to fuel confusion or anything. Yeah. There's a burden that we have to build our nation. There's a burden that we have to stabilize the country. I'll just add something that Nelson Mandela said. And for me, this is a guiding principle. He said the world will not respect Africa until Nigeria earns that respect. He says Black people all over the world need Nigeria to be a source of pride and confidence. we must understand that the burden that's upon Nigeria is greater than we think. And the more Nigeria fails, it spills world over, and it is something that's a burden to not just Africans, but to the black race.
Now, Eniola, at some point, we need to sit down and really have a proper strategy. Nigerian youth across the world need to sit down. And I've seen from various quarters that people are putting money together. Do you think the Nigerians in the diaspora can be organized enough to put funds together? Because at some point, these protests must go to the polling units, must go to the voters' card. That's the real democratic method of change, not just protesting. So how are you getting organized over there such that when that time comes, either you have some kind of critical mass to support Nigerians here with funding so that we can have a new party or something? There's got to be something from your end. So aside from protests, what other way are you getting properly organized to support towards 2023?
Yeah, so to start with, Nigerians in diaspora, I mean, I just came, speaking broadly, are the ones almost fueling the economy today. When you look at the amount of money, the inflow from Nigeria's diaspora is bigger than the entire budget of the country. The money we make from crude oil. Nigeria's diaspora are funding Nigeria, and we have to understand that fundamentally. Then the second part is, in terms of the rights and the question on how to vote on like parties and all that, I think the Nigerian people, not just the diaspora, Nigerian people on ground, are beginning to take a higher level of ownership. And that's why I'm excited. I've been talking to lots of young people involved in protests, and I'm just elated that they are taking responsibility for their votes. I've always, all the votes I've participated in, I waited at the polling center, I waited for my votes to be counted, and we've done all those things. So I think that the awareness, a lot of Nigerians had a laid-back approach to elections, but just the awareness and the reawakening that you cannot sit back, you have the population, and you can determine who's going to lead you. I think that it has come.
Yeah. So Eniola, 2020 has been a, what can I say, a very exciting year. And I think just before 2020, remember, you would always hear in the news about Nigerians involved in cyber crimes and internet fraud. And I always wondered how Nigerians who are doing legitimate work abroad felt about that, and how they're able to carry their shoulder amongst, their peers. But now that you have this going on, how do you think this would affect you as a Nigerian doing business there when they see that Nigerians back home are standing up for, for justice and things like that, asking for justice and, a better way to be treated?
Yeah, so it's not just about Nigeria. Like every country has a few bad eggs. In 2018, I was still based in Nigeria, and I came for like a conference in Harvard, and I met the suspended chairman of the EFCC. And I told him, I said, we are focusing on like Yahoo boys, whatever they are, and it's reactionary. There's a different pathway also. We have youths that are restive, youths that are idle, youths that don't have anything to do. And I told the chairman, a simple thing that could be done. PayPal, the America Pay service, what they did was that when First Bank brought them to Nigeria, everybody was rejoicing. But there's a trade imbalance. Nigerians can purchase things abroad, but Nigerians cannot sell. That's a loss of foreign exchange. I told the chairman, and I told him that this is what we need to focus on. We need to focus on balancing this kind of trade deficit for Nigeria and create an opportunity for Nigerian youth to be able to access the global market in the legitimate space. I would just have to add that we see what's recently happened, the announcement of Paystack in terms of the acquisition. I mean, we're looking at an acquisition worth more than FCMB, Unity Bank, and Wema Bank put together. What that tells you is that the Nigerian youth is ingenious, but they're doing it without the right support. Imagine with more support, how many Paystacks that can be created.
Thank you very much, Eniola Joshua, for joining us this morning. We appreciate your thoughts this morning. He is the current president of Positive Nigeria International in the U.S. Let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll begin to speak to our celebrity guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we'll be speaking to a few celebrities today. Our first stop is Ufuoma McDermott. Good morning, Ufuoma. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Can you
So,
hear me?
good. Have you been at the front lines lately?
At the front line, you mean the protest?
Protest,
or,
yeah.
Or work front line?
No, protest. We want to know your experience at the front lines, the protest, what's been happening, what's been your experience like, and tell us about the energy you see there.
I think I've been at the front line of every protest in the last decade. Right. Listen, this one is different. This one is different. We've come to this point where we see a resilience that we haven't seen before in young people. You know that phrase, "We die here"? Yeah. That's the mantra. That's the mantra. It's almost like, you know, people have seen the light and they're not willing to taste the darkness anymore. So the energy is up. The fight is going to be sustained for, we don't know how long it's going to take, but we know that there's a glimpse of light, and we want the full light. So the energy is up. The energy is up.
Right. So Ufuoma, I saw a video you posted yesterday. You were actually advising the president. And you said some very important things, that this is just like an opportunity for the president to step in and take the glory that the youths are giving to him because the world is watching. Now, what do you expect at this point that the government should do?
Listen, I'm so happy that in my lifetime I can have categorically two different types of government to juxtapose with each other and compare. And see, there is everything that can go wrong would usually go wrong. Forget it. Even if we vote Jesus tomorrow, right? Jesus will do something that will make us say, you know what, we don't want to do this. It is how you approach that anger, how you approach that resistance that would either make you the hero or not. I don't think we've had this kind of audience ever, where Jack himself, is tweeting and saying, I stand with you guys, and SARS. International artists are saying, listen, these people say they have had enough, give them a break. And we're now at a point where we're saying, we have a 5-point demand. If you look at those demands, there's no one that is, you might look at young people and say, they're crazy, they do crazy stuff. There is not one of those demands that is out of place. It's not even a big deal. It should be something that you should do normally. And here you are, you have young people protesting, you have the world watching you. This is a stage where you can say, you know what, guys, let's do what we normally should have done. We're wrong, we didn't do it, but it's fine. The world is watching now. We can be the heroes. We can be the ones who changed the status quo. We can be the ones who righted the wrongs that generations before us had wronged. Because this is not just with this administration. We're not saying police brutality started with this administration. It's been there. But you have the opportunity now to begin to correct it. And then only for us to find out that the president is saying, you know what, we're going to constitute a panel. What is with Nigerian constituting committees? Who taught us this thing? Who taught us this thing? We want to cook rice, we'll constitute committee. We want to add salt into the rice, we'll constitute committee. Why? And then we're now finding out that the Human Rights Commission, which is there anyway to handle this issue, has been without a governing council since this administration came into power. It doesn't even make any sense whatsoever. Sometimes I wonder where our priorities are. We're not asking for too much. We're not saying give us work, safe, which we should be asking for, but we're not even saying that. We're not saying give us road, we're not saying give us light. We're simply saying we want to be alive.
Let me get a few more questions for you, Ufuoma. Go ahead, Mariam.
Ufuoma, there's something very unique about this protest, and it's not just even because it's in Nigeria. I mean, even compared to the protests that we see across the world. This protest, I hear a lot of, it is organic, it's, that's the word that's been used to describe it. And yet it seems so organized. People are picking up the trash after them. People are being fed. People are being entertained. People, just to help, push the momentum and, sustain it. Who are these people that came up with this idea? And is this the new way to go with protests?
Listen, ladies. You know that thing about jumping on the bandwagon for the trend? We do it a lot in Nigeria. But you see, it is sweeter when you realize that that trend will secure your own future. It is a different thing entirely. Organic is a good word to use to describe it, but you know what? I call it a baptism. I think we have finally been baptized. You know, we go out, when there was a fuel high price in January 2012, a few of us went out to protest. The whole of Nigeria didn't feel like it was their problem. By the grace of God, I can afford the fuel price. You're not too concerned if you check them. I can afford it. But we just felt like you cannot remove subsidy on the 1st of January when people are stuck in their villages or out of the country or whatever it is. We went out to protest. But you see, at that point, a few people felt like it didn't really concern them, so they were not part of it. They went and voted this administration. When they realized that this administration was wrong, they turned everything to say, oh, it was the Occupy Nigeria protest 3 years before they brought in this administration. Guess what? All of that madness and illiteracy and ignorance, somehow this baptism has pushed it to the back. We're at a point where everybody is saying, we die here. Begin kill us. Kill all of us. It's a light. It's like tasting something good and you say, you know what, I don't want to taste anything else. People are coming out. Every day you see the protest, it gets bigger the next day. Okay, people see somebody and they say, oh, Ufuoma was out, let's join tomorrow. As I'm speaking to you, my boot is filled with drinks, right? I'm on set. I'm just hoping that my producer will give me some time out. You need to go and refresh it. You need to keep the energy up. And that's why all of us are putting all of this together. Yes, it is organic, but it is a baptism from above. I can't explain it.
I have to let you go because we have a few more celebrities coming in. But Lagos State, for example, there are other states that are doing this, and I know that they are galvanizing also. But in Lagos State, the governor has tried to meet us somewhat halfway, where he has listed the names of those the policemen who had harassed protesters. They've been arrested. He has put some measures in place to let us know that he would never send out thugs to obstruct protesters. So he's meeting us a bit halfway. Do you think that is enough for the protesters to back down? Because he has told us that you guys should please back down because give government time to effect what you're asking. So do you think it's enough to back down?
Sadly, a full cup of water can be made by 1 teaspoon of sand. That's the simple problem that the governor of Lagos State is experiencing. He's such a great guy. He's been, you know, like you say, he's met us, you know, at some point. I don't know if it's halfway, I don't know. He's met us somewhere. But you see, sadly, Lagos is the seat of economic power. If we let go of here, then what are we talking about? Nobody else is going to feel it. If we want everybody to feel it, we have to take Lagos, sadly. So that's what we're doing. I mean, it's so sad that, you know, he's even if it's just that 1 teaspoon of sand, it will melt the whole glass of water. And that's what's happening to him, sadly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ufuoma, for sharing your thoughts on this.
Thank you so much.
And stay safe, because we hear there are thugs out there. Please stay safe. We want to hear more from you next week.
We try.
All right, so we'll be talking to another celebrity now. We're trying to see if we can go on a break or if maybe he'll join us in a moment. But what are your thoughts? Ufuoma was pretty energetic.
I'd seen a video of her at the front line, as you say. And she was like, in red. I'm like, this typical Ufuoma. I mean, she's passionate, so she goes in the way that she is. But it's important that young people are fighting for something. You know, we have been accused of so many things, but this is something to
I saw Omotola, I saw Banky W, I saw quite a number of celebrities out there. Falls obviously has been beginning, and it's just that, you see, my only worry is that at what point do we dialogue? Because you're right, SARS is just a tip of the demands. It's wider. Nigerians want life. They want to be able, they want to thrive, using your word. They want something. So at what point do we say, let us get organized? Let us demand this. Let's have a game plan. This is what we want. Okay, Mr. President, we want you to do this. Mr. Vice President, do this. Mr. Senate President, do this. Can we get a bit more organized? That's my own worry.
I just feel that if, you know, youth is good when you have that energy and you're not listening. You're not listening to anybody. You want to just go out there and show and all of that. It's good, but at the same time, it takes tactical planning and organization to be able to make your points come across for people to understand and give them a reason to pay attention to you. So it's not about all the energy. We have that energy in our favor, and that's fantastic. But I would like them to like set up a tactical team that will be liaising with government. This is what we want. This is how you're going to do it. Show us this, show us that, show us this.
People have said
then we
they don't
go
want
out
it.
there. No,
Young people say they don't want anybody to represent
So
them.
what I hear them say, because you know, as you said, is I also think that it is very intelligent, and I also think it's quite organized. And you know, you mentioned that SARS is the tip of the iceberg. At first, I thought it was just a little bit of it, but I think it's the center. Is the powerhouse, because if you fix that, so many things will be fixed. Now, the letter that Falls had written, the only thing is that I agree that there should be a team that can liaise with government on how to go forward. So he has listed something, and he, as Ufuoma also mentioned, the 2015, the Governing Council for the Human Rights Council. They hadn't been one since 2015. And he's asking that, you know, one should be constituted immediately, and then that will now look into what we're talking about. For me, the fight for SARS has now brought people's attention to the fact that the Human Rights Council, the National Human Rights Council, has been without the governing board for many years. So if they fix that in order to handle this, you know,
see, I hear you there, but
it gives you
you're right,
leeway into other places.
There's the basic issue of you go to school, you come out, there's no job. There's the fact that there is nothing for you as a young person. You cannot thrive in this economy. You are looking to get out. So I saw a video of somebody saying that people are paying for their sisters to go through the
desert.
The desert.
Oh my God.
For traffic to be trafficked.
Oh my God.
That's the reality on ground. So yes, we are fighting for end SARS. It's one thing, but the young people are saying, listen, as she said, it's a light that was open. So we can get this much free. Let's
so that's what I'm saying. Is
let's go. Okay, I think we should be having our next celebrity. I know Princess wanted to join us this morning. I'd like to speak to her, and I think Ayo Marco also AY is supposed to be on the lineup for us to talk. But while we're trying to connect, let's go on a quick break. Okay, I'm told that Yakub is here. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah, well, I am there. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Mariam, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Is it what I totally agree with you. No matter how we stand outside to protest, I think we still need to come to the table, and then we need to dialogue. But who are the leading people that the government is going to call to the round table? That's the first question. Your guys that you just spoke to now, is it one of the leaders of the protesters? That is the question. The people you have been started talking to since Monday, can we be able to pick point them one by one, like maybe 20, 30 people of these protesters, so that the government can be able to dialogue with them? Kudos to the Lagos State government. It has done a fantastic job. But, Monayo, if they continue to stay outside protest, do you know that the youth, the thugs, they are going to attack them? They're also a youth. They need to join them in protest. But what will happen is that if they see somebody giving them 1,000, 5,000 naira, go there and attack these people, they will go, because the economy is also affecting them. But they are looking for daily needs. They wanted to hit. If somebody gives them 1,000 naira, and then they send them to errands, go and attack these people protest. They don't care. They don't even know. They want to die. Even they are not dead before. They don't have hope. So they will go there and attack them. So and then we need this protester alive, so that we can enjoy the dividend of what we are protesting for and supporting SARS now.
Right. Thank you very much. So the thugs that we have got reports that they were being paid. You see, I think I like what he said. These people out there are fighting for everybody.
Yes.
We are all in this country.
Yeah.
The thugs didn't come from a different country.
Yeah,
they're all here.
Nigerians.
If they're able to get government to change, it's going to affect those thugs
even the
too.
thugs as well. So the problem is illiteracy. Now the thugs do not have an understanding that, okay, for them it's about hold on. For them it's about what we can get out of the situation right now. So once you give me that 1,500 or 2,000, whatever it is that you give to me, it will feed me for today and tomorrow. Hopefully.
Yes. Okay, yes.
So it's illiteracy that makes you not understand that this fight is for me. It's like you stealing from your own money, from your own house. You're stealing from yourself. When you know it is your money, you will not want to steal it. So let me take this call from
Princess. Oh, she's finally joined us. How are you doing, Princess?
Yeah.
You're live. You're watching my TV. Don't watch TV. Listen to me directly. Okay, I think I have AY too. AY and Princess are on. How are you both doing? Let me start with Princess. Princess, you're live. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, Princess, tell me your own experience so far on the front lines. I know you've been helping in ensuring that there's refreshments provided and all that, but tell me a bit about your own experience with SARS and how you've been helping in the protest so far.
Well, I've had really terrible experiences. First off, around Okwebi, this police officer stopped me. I parked, and then he broke my side mirror. I came down and I said, "Why did you break my side mirror? I already parked." And then he shoved me with his gun and said he was going to kill me and say that I'm an armed bandit. People gathered and said, "Don't you know her?" And he just lost it. "Who is she?" Blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to make a call. And he said to me, "Who you they call? You and the person where you they call, and they mad together." Then Frank Mba was the Lagos State PRO. He was the one I was actually calling. So he was listening to the police officer. Again, I was stopped at night. I was in Unilag then. We're going for a party around the Adekunle, that bridge at night. And this police officer was drunk. I and my friends. He said, "Get down, we will shoot you. All these rich men picking. We'll throw you inside this third Milan." They made us lie flat on that floor at night. Again, I was stopped around Bariga. This policeman said he wanted to search. I came down, he searched, and then he said to me, "Why you get 2 extra tire?" Started harassing me. I'm telling you. So I try to let people know. It's not even whether you are popular, or you are not popular, or a woman. It doesn't even matter. When they're having a bad day and you cross them, you are done for. It's really, really crazy.
Right. Okay, let me ask Ayo. AY, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me
Thanks, Ayo. So tell me your own, so far you've been we've seen you at the protest ground in Lekki. Tell us about it so far and what's your own perspective on what's happening right now? Because we spoke to Ufuoma earlier and she's saying that, listen, this is a whole new kind of protest. In your view, how would you assess the protest so far? Ayo. Okay, we lost that. Okay, so we'll go back to Princess then. Go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, Princess, it's so, for me, I feel really proud. I mean, I always say that when I'm asking everyone that has been at the front lines, we're asking the same questions. And the question is, there is a process, right? So we have gingered everybody. We are out on the streets. We are speaking our minds. What is the next step? That's all we want to know. Tell us so that we follow.
The next step is easy now. The next step is easy.
Okay.
Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu should listen to the next step. We have 5 agendas, so I'm going to give him 5 A's. First one is acceptance, attention. He has paid attention. He has seen what is happening. He has heard. Second one, action. Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu ti di babaje, toli di lo mada. You have to take action. This is Lagos State. If this state crashes and burns, it's on you. I watched the video where he was presenting what he wanted to do to the president. Did you see the way the man was smiling? Like, did I beg you to do all this? You face your state. Now we vote you. Attention, action. Action now. Go to the families of those that have been killed. Don't, trust fund aside. Go there. I lost a child 7 years ago, a child that I didn't even get to carry, and I've not gotten over it up till now. Somebody has lost their grown-up child. Don't come, go to their house. Go. You only have, we have 7 days in a week. If you spare 2 days, you will visit them. Spend 20 minutes with them. Talk to them. Immediate action. See what you can do to ease the pain. I'm telling you, they will not forget that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Immediate action. Number 3, ask for help. Look at me. I'm not a billionaire, but I've been doing all I can in my community. Because I know that if I say I'm okay and I'm just going, what of the day that these people will not be okay and they will eat me? So ask for help. If you need directions as to where they live, as to areas that need help, ask people. We will tell you we are here. Ask. Number 4, give the youth addition. I'm running a business, Morayo, for months. I've been trying to get a loan to get a restaurant to expand. I have seen help from people who want to sleep with me, from people who want me to give them my international passport. I have gone through help. Help the addition. We are working already. If anybody is working and they need assistance from the state government, let the state government do it, college bank. Then assurance. Give the youth assurance that you are with us on this. Are you with me?
Right.
And your body, Governor Sanwo-Olu, you have faced the challenges. You can see it. From when you told the president that, see what you did, you have created a trust fund. See the way he laughed. He's interested in the money Lagos State can generate for Nigeria. He's not interested in you, Governor Sanwo-Olu. We are interested in you. You should be interested in us.
All right, let me go.
Take care of your own house. Your house is Lagos. Let us start from Lagos. When you do well here, other governors will begin to come. But Governor Sanwo-Olu, get up. Don't let them spoil this Lagos on top of your. I don't know you.
Okay.
And I voted
All right.
for.
All right, Princess, let me go on a quick break. I have to come back. I'm trying to get Ayo also on this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for calling. So I'm told that we have AY on the phone. BC had a question. Go ahead, please, BC.
All right. Good morning, AY. Egbon. I call you Egbon. I am curious because I know that the protest has been ongoing and there's a lot of the youths are really showing up and the energy is high. But I want to know what's the plan, what's the way forward. And I know that everybody's hiding. Nobody wants to take ownership of this. Nobody wants to come out to say we are the leaders. But don't you think that at some point you would need people to stand in so that they can liaise with the government?
AY, did you get that?
Hello?
Did you get that question?
Sorry, I didn't get it. Can you?
Okay, so I'm asking, what's the plan in terms of leadership so that we can have a direction? Is anybody willing or are certain groups of people willing to come out so that they can liaise directly with the government and give feedback to the protesters? Or are we just going to leave it everybody?
Yeah. I think the point where we are right now, before I commence, I met my colleague online. I didn't have the time to say hello to Princess.
Okay.
So Princess, if she's still with us,
yes.
Good morning to you.
She's there.
Okay, now back to your question. Now, this is it. Well, so far so good. The fight or the protest, so to speak, has given us a voice. Now, this is a time where we need to really sit down and have a conversation. This is a time where we need to work with timelines and, come out and say, okay, these are the things that we want. Now we've said HENSAX in a way or partially that we have achieved. Directly or indirectly, we have achieved it. Now, what is the way forward? We need to also, the same energy with which we're using to get on the street, we now need the ones who are, very, very solid amongst us, the ones who can go and have that interactive session, that, I won't call it negotiation now because we're not negotiating anything. We're not even negotiating our youthfulness.
Yes.
We have been able to confirm and prove to those in power that we are not lazy. We only decided to be quiet. Now that they know that we have set awareness, they'll be willing to talk. So how to go about it is something that we need to come together as a unit. Go to Abuja, go to any place that, is provided for us to have that conversation. And like I'm trying to also tell some of my people, especially those of us who are also on the street, let's find a way to meet midway because whatever we're asking for, we cannot get automatically. It cannot be automatic.
Right.
So that's why I'm talking about giving timelines and, following due process and I'm very sure we'll get the result that we need.
Okay, go ahead, Mariam.
Okay, well, so the governor has, as he said he's Sorosoke. So his response, and one of the first things he says, the panel of inquiry and restitution for victims of SARS in Lagos, and a 7-man panel has been set up. I don't know if you've seen that response, and he named some of the members, and there's a son representing the civil society, Mr. Ebun Adegborua. I mean, so many people, but there's also a very familiar name to us, Mr. Segun Awosonya. He's very much attached to the NSARS movement. So I don't know if you've seen those names, and are the protesters happy with this group of names that they've put together?
It's not about who's happy about anything right now. What we have to be conscious of is we should find a way whereby the names that I mentioned so far, these are names, these are people who are reputable in society, and we know them. But it's a good step in the right direction. And what we also need to do is to have our own representatives. I know today you'll see Davido here, tomorrow Fowles here, AY here, Peter and Paul here, and Banky on this other side. It's for us now to have a sit down as well and say, okay, these are the people that are going to represent us. And then we'll now, all the 5-point agenda or whatever it is that we're coming up with, we'll have it documented. Like I was with FAS the other day, we sent a petition. We went to the office of the AIG. We left our petition. That's what we need to look at as a team. Both entertainers or the collective youth down the street. If we agree, and these are the things that we believe that they should look into and find a way to tackle.
Okay, I think
the time is now.
Right. Thank you very much, Aya, for joining us this morning. I appreciate your thoughts, and please stay safe as you go out with your colleagues for the protest. Let me come back to Princess. Princess, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, Princess, you've told us what your response is to the governor of Lagos State, but this is beyond Lagos State. This is a national movement with young people. In your view, how do we begin to bring everything back home such that there is a direction? I think that's what the ladies and I have totally agreed here, that we identify with the protest, but there has to be some kind of direction at some point. In your view, where do we take this? What are the next steps?
Well, why I started with Lagos State is we all know how things work in this country. And the reaction of the president brought tears to my eyes. It's very obvious some people don't want us to move forward now. That's why I said so. Because I believe if each state begins to take action immediately, some people will realize that they are being left behind and be forced to move on. But generally, as a whole, the first thing I would say to all the protesters and even those that are not coming out is, let's just maintain the peace the way we have been doing, so that they know that we are not directionless, that we are not senseless. They are trying to portray us as bad people when they actually are the bad people. But generally, the government should realize one thing. The policemen themselves, who are even being bitter, attacking citizens, why, instead of doing that, those people that you are guarding, that are exploiting us, why don't you come together and say, okay, today, tomorrow we won't work, we'll leave you. Leave that place, leave them. Now you they guide them, leave them, make us see what they go do. You two should take a step. We are fighting for everybody, not for ourselves alone.
Princess,
and our parents.
What are the thugs? There are thugs amongst legitimate protesters who are aggravating the situation. How do we deal with the thugs?
Those thugs, did you see when they caught them? Did you see what they said yesterday, especially in Abuja, Bega? Somebody took them there to say, go and disrupt this rally, this peaceful rally. The one in Lagos, some people arranged for it to be disrupted. It showed, that's why I was telling you that I started with Lagos State, because I know that if you start little by little, in little units, if we start here, Rivers starts, Ondo starts, at a point, will come together. Are you with me? Those thugs, it's obvious they are not one of us. I've not, all the rallies, I'm cooking now, I'll soon be there. Every time I go out, I've never seen anybody, even some policemen that remove their uniform to join, being being a tout or acting rowdy. No. So we know them. Tiaba Muni, if we catch you, oh my God.
Princess.
Look, Shereo,
Princess.
we are not joking. Those people who believe that they want to, how do I say, disrupt this rally or make it appear like, oh, they don't know what they are doing. They will be brought out. We will bring them out just like that, like chaff.
Okay.
Like chaff.
Thank you very much, Princess. Just take it easy. I know your own is to cook. Just take it easy.
You know why, Morayo? I'm living in Iwaya. You need to come to Iwaya and see. Most 80% of the people living in Iwaya are artisans. Are you with me? Artisans, carpenters, all these things. And they are working hard. Yeah. Morayo, in this country, even if you have money, can you spend it as a young person? Can you go out? Won't you be afraid? Yeah. Can your husband just call you that he's not coming home, he wants to go to the club with his friend? Won't you faint and say, what if SARS comes? SARS will come inside the club and carry you and beat you to a pulp. What are you talking about? We can continue. Our parents are the ones that said, Emma Sorrow. My mom sent me a message yesterday telling me, Princess, you have tried though, Otito, come on. And I'm looking at her. I've lost, last year I lost everything. I started again. The way things are, we can't be our parents. Passive.
Okay, Princess, I have to go. Princess, I have to go at this point. I think Nigerians can feel the energy. I don't want to use the wrong word because the energy from you. And I think that many people can relate to that story. And we only hope that the government indeed find a way to quell these protests and ensure that the people meet the demands of the people. Ladies, I have to run. Any final words for you?
I just pray that we not only come together with our energy, but we come together with our brains. We have shown that we're actually very intelligent. So those ones who can think of strategies and everything should come together. We need a body amongst ourselves that can liaise with the government. It's very important if we want to go forward.
That's all we can take. Have a fabulous and safe weekend. See you Monday. Bye for now.